Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. And somebody sent me, they actually sent me a couple of pictures. I might have to make 2 videos. But they want to know how you could recreate this. And it looks like a B and a T and swerve line. This is really easy. I just put 2 letters out there. I think they're, I've already converted them to a curve and made them outlined. Kind of picked out a B that would kind of match that. But all I'm going to do is, tell you what, I'm going to start over here so I won't have the page in the way. I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate of that. Holding down the Shift key, I'm going to grab that. I'm just going to grow from the inside. Now, I'm actually going to take both these and put them into the center of the page to put the 2, looks like there's 2 holes. This was done in metal, and I'm thinking they're wanting to engrave it. It's really rustic, but it's pretty cool. So there's 2 holes that have been burned on opposite sides. So I'm going to hold down the control button and make a perfect circle. And then I'm going to hold down the control button and I'm going to move it. So we're a little bit big. I can hold down the Shift tool and make it a little bit smaller. Now to get it on the opposite side would really be easy, but to make it the same distance off the center, I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate. Double click on it and put the rotation to the center. And you can do it again and make sure it's there. And then rotate it 180 degrees. Whoop. And evidently I'm not in the center. That's why I use indexing lines. Let's grab indexing lines and hit P. I've turned my indexing lines off, so I'll turn them back on. I'll get rid of these blue ones. The other one is in the center. And then I'm going to grab one from the top and hit P. So now I've got that in the center. See if I still, see I'm a little bit off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I still have a duplicate. So I'm going to move it out of the way, and I do. So I'm going to hit the undo button, double click on it, and I'm going to move my rotation to the center now. And then I can rotate it 180 degrees. And what that did, it put it in the exact same spot on the other side. Not only, you could have used the control button and just moved over, but it wouldn't necessarily have been in the opposite side of the wall. And then I'm going to grab these 2 letters and I'm just going to bring the T in, and I've already converted them to curves. And then I'm going to bring in the B, and the B's really looks like it's a little bit bigger, and you would want to pick your font that you want. And then all we need to do, we need this picture a little bit closer. So let's take and take the shape tool and grab the T, and we need to we might even just take all that out and just draw lines for the T. And I might do that with the 3-point curve. And I'm going to kind of start out here, kind of go down, and then up over here, and then just give it a little bit of a swoop. And then I can add nodes with the shape tool. Add a node right there, and then I can bring this side. So I double clicked and put a node there, and then just kind of give it a little bit of a swoop. That'll work. Now what I can do to make that line, there's a number of things, but what I want to do is, because I want rounded corners on it, I'm going to double click on my pen tool. I'm going to move this out of the way so I can see my thickness. And I'm going to stay with red for right now. I'm going to make it 16 point, not near big enough. Let's make it 150 points. That looks pretty good. Then I'm going to go to the pen tool, and I'm going to, right here, I'm going to give it round end caps. So now I've got rounded end caps. Now I'm going to left click, no fill. Well, what I need to do is convert it to an object now. I'm going to back up, go to object, convert the outline to an object, and then put no fill. And then I'm going to right click on red. So now I've got that rounded corner, and I am actually just going to take the T out of the way, and I'm going to do the exact same thing for the bottom part of the T. This time I'll just use the 2-point line, going from about right there to about right there. I think I made that other one 150 points. See, you don't have it written in there, but you can type inside here 150 points. I'm going to give it rounded end caps, because that's going to be, especially if you're going to cut this out of metal. And one thing I failed to do is scale with object, so we make it bigger. Now I'm going to convert that to an object and put no fill in an outline. Now I'm going to grab that one and this one, and I'm going to weld it. And now I've got that T. Now for the other part, I could have included it, but I'm just going to take the virtual segment delete key and delete these lines to make it solid. Now for the B, I'm actually going to probably use the B. Let's grab the B. I'm going to make it red. We need to cut out, well, what we need is another line from there to there, but I'm going to cut out part of the B. I'm just going to take a line, a 2-point line, and go in about right there. I'm going to go in about right there, and I'm going to go in about right here. And then I'm going to take the virtual segment delete key, and I'm going to delete these outer lines. And you'll see in just a second. Now I'm going to delete my extra lines. And I'm going to try this. I'm going to go to Object, Break Curve Apart. Now I can get rid of these inner lines. Whoop. And I'm going to take this line and go down to, and make it 150 points. And I'm going to scale it with Object, and I'm going to give it round end caps. That's pretty close. We need to make this part of it longer, so we can take this line and just bring it out. And we can actually bring these nodes in a little closer, making it more like the B. And I really want that to be rounded end cap. I don't know why I didn't do it on that. I guess because it's not the end of a line. But we could fix that, no problem. We could actually do it right now in just a second. I don't like the way the B across the top is. The other part's pretty good. This, you know what, let's move back up here. What I really should have done is, once I have this line, I can take this, take the shape tool, select that node, and go up here and break the curve apart. So now I've got two separate lines, as you can see. We can fix them later. So now I'm gonna grab them. I think I can do it with both selected. 150 points. Rounded end caps. And now you see I have rounded end caps. So now we can take our shape tool and bring this out, give a little bit of curve. Maybe take that node away. Take that one and put it right on top of it. And that got rid of our end cap, which I don't understand. Let me go further with that. I guess that other node is getting in the way. Let me grab. So what I need to do is select them all, go up to Object, and, well, I don't really know why that's like that, because I did break them apart. Let me do this. Let me grab that again and break that apart. And then we can take one of those nodes. So now we have a rounded end cap. Sorry, somebody was paging me or texting me. So we can move that other node where it's kind of like that. Let's move our B out a little bit. And you can do a lot, you know, with the shape tool later. I'm not going to go into that all that much. This B needs to be, the bottom part of the B needs to be expanded. So we're going to take the shape tool and just bring that along. Now we just need to take another line from there to there, and we're going to probably use the 3-point curve. And I would go right on top of this and then go up here and then just kind of give it a little bit of curve. And you can see I'm drawing now in the 3-point line, but it's the same thing as before. Because I started on that line, I'm going to have to right click and break it apart and then bring this line up to that line. That looks pretty good. Now I should be able to let's convert it to an object. Right click or left click, right click. Now we're going to do the same thing, and I didn't do a very good job on the B, but the same thing here. Just do that. Now I'll always take the Smart Fill tool and fill it in, and then you move it away and you left click, right click. Now I don't know if they're engraving this or cutting this. This is done on metal. That's pretty close. We need to, you could play around with this for a long time. We need to make the B a little more rounded like that. Take out some of these nodes, grab the middle of that, and just kind of play with it. And the lesser amount of nodes you have, the better you're going to be. Anyway, I hope that helped them, and stay tuned for the other picture. Thank you for watching.